All right. So yeah, the sunrise is coming kind of late. I'm trying to use minimal lighting. That's kind of my rule in general. So as the sun comes up, then we'll have more. And now
Your connection is really rough. You're breaking up and actually like your video just went out.
okay, let me switch to the other modem. Okay. All right, that should be better. All right. Today, have the arms out to the sides, in line with the shoulders, the hands in line with the shoulders to the sides. And first, just relax your body and allow the breath to settle into a soft and steady rhythm. Nothing special yet. Let the arms be heavy, the legs heavy. Making sure that you're centered on your mat. And as you settle into Shavasana, feel your back body on the bolster. Feel where it's touching, where it's not touching. Get as much of the back on the support as possible. In other words, soften the skin of the back. Soften the muscles of the back. Let the muscles of the back spread outward. Feel the rib cage resting on the bolster. Feel the shoulder blades, at least the inner edge of the shoulder blades resting on the bolster. The top of the shoulders. Neck and head on the blanket, but the entire back of the neck on the blanket. So release the back body into the bolster. Now, staying in Shavasana, Salama Shavasana. Feel the back body expanding as you inhale. So make it so soft and receptive that you can feel the pressure of the skin changing as you inhale, and then receding slightly as you exhale. So we're coming back to the back body, back trunk, and recreating that sensitivity in the back body. See if you can kind of perceive and communicate through the back body. our senses, at least our sense of vision is frontally oriented, a little bit to the side, but we don't have that capacity to see behind us. But see if you can sense that awareness through the back body, like you're speaking, communicating with the back body. So the skin softens as you inhale and the back body widens. And then as you exhale, it comes back, the skin comes back toward the center. And now bring your attention to the shoulder blades. And let's do a series of breaths, initiating the inhales from the shoulder blades. So before you even start to breathe air in, give a little roll, a little extra roll of the upper arm bones from inside out, and then secure the bottom corner of the shoulder blades into the back ribs as you begin the inhale. And then soften that hold of the bottom of the shoulder blades as you exhale. So initiating from the bottom of the shoulder blades, the bottom corner presses into the back ribs like they're pressing a button. And then that button fills your lungs. And then you release that button slowly, gradually. And the lungs empty. Initiating the inhales from the bottom corner of the shoulder blades. Let's continue in this manner for a while. Initiating the inhales from the bottom corner of the shoulder blades, filling the chest, the shoulders widen, the collarbones widen as you inhale, and then slowly releasing that breath, letting the lungs empty. Initiate the breath from the bottom corner of the shoulder blades. When we talk about the bottom corner of the shoulder blades, there are some muscles involved, the muscles of the back, the muscles of the arms, a little bit in the chest. So there is a slight engagement. Don't make it about the muscles, however. Make it about that bottom corner of the shoulder blade. Don't make it an overly muscular movement. The muscles just come along from that prompting from the shoulder blade, the bottom corner of the shoulder blade. So it's not about the muscles, it's about the shoulder blade. And it's like they're pressing, the bottom corner is pressing into the back ribs. Now begin to slow down the exhales. So the corners of the shoulder blade press into the back ribs, the lungs fill, and then gradually release that pressing. See if you can maintain the connection of the bottom corner of the shoulder blades into the back ribs until the end of the exhale. So now we're shifting into Bahya Ujjayi. Slow, soft exhales. The inhales can be normal. They don't have to be particularly slow. But then once the lungs are filled, then slowly release it. See if you can make the exhales twice as long. Maybe even 3 times as long as the inhales. Notice that as you exhale slowly, then that the engagement of the abdomen becomes key. So as you allow the breath to seep out, the abdomen pulls up and back to help control the movement of the diaphragm. So on the exhales, the diaphragm is being released upward. But that abdominal assistance will slow down the movement of the diaphragm. And make it smooth. See how smooth you can make it. Like a piece of cloth that's been completely ironed out. On the inhales, the bottom corner of the shoulder blade kind of perks up, wakes up, gets to action. The lungs fill, and then a slow release. Finish this cycle. And then return to normal breathing. Relax the skin of the back. The arms are to the side because it gives us a little bit more control over the shoulder blades. Return to normal breathing. And then get ready to sit up, folding your hands in, bending your legs. All right, let's use the wall for seated pranayama today, because then we can have the back body into a wall. Now, I have a pranayama bolster, which is just kind of like a half bolster. It's thinner, and I'm going to put it back here. If you don't have a pranayama bolster, you could use a blanket. So maybe 2 blankets, or well, actually the Mexican blanket one would probably be enough. And then I've folded it in thirds like this. Then you'll have to move the bolster a little bit away from the wall or whatever support you're using. And the back is against the wall. I forgot to get the blanket for my legs, so let me take a look. Yeah, that looks pretty good, Alice. So just something to to give your, and I'm gonna use this triangle bolster because it's easier, to give your, some feedback and support. So starting with your back into your support, then sit up tall, like usual, and then bring your head down. Now, when you bring your head down, you can have your palms on your thighs. When you bring your head down, see that the entire thoracic spine is on the blanket. So the thoracic spine should not be peeling off the blanket, taking your head down too much. But the entire thoracic spine, C7 is not touching. C7 is not touching the blanket. But all the thoracic vertebrae are touching the blanket. And the lumbar vertebrae, move it toward the blanket. It might not touch all the way, but move the lumbar vertebrae toward the blanket. Now here, see if you can access the shoulder blades again with your head down. See if you can feel, come back into contact, come back into communication with the bottom corner of the shoulder blades. Glasses off. I just have mine on so I can see you. And then from here, exhale completely. Inhale, bringing the bottom corner of the shoulder blades into the back ribs to fill the lungs. The diaphragm pulls down, chest lifts up to the chin. And then exhale, slowly releasing that pressing of the bottom shoulder blade, allowing the diaphragm to move back up. Do a series of breaths here, Ujjayi breaths here, moving the shoulder blades, bottom shoulder blade into the back ribs to initiate the inhale. See that the outer corner, outer edges of the shoulder blade are kind of wrapping around your support back toward the wall, and the inner edge of the shoulder blades are pressing forward. Keep spread across the collarbones. Outer arms, the triceps lengthening toward the elbow, biceps lengthening up toward the armpit. And then start to do the slower exhale now. Start the transition to Bahya Ujjayi. So it's a little shorter inhale, but then you slow down that exhale. So when you inhale, the diaphragm is contracting, it's pulling down. And then the diaphragm is slowly releasing as you exhale. So that dome position of the diaphragm is, you could say that's the resting position. The muscles of the diaphragm have to contract to fill the lungs. So slow down that return of the diaphragm up into a stone position. Maintain the lift. And maybe you can feel the bottom corner of the shoulder blades on the blanket. So the bottom corner of the shoulder blades will come slightly toward the blanket as you exhale. Don't make it a gross movement or a sudden movement. It should be gradual. And one more, Bahya Ujjayi. That slow release of the breath. Maintaining the lift of the trunk. After this breath, then keep your eyes closed and bring your head up and sit quietly for a moment. Change the cross of the legs. And readjust whatever you need to adjust. Now we'll do a series of Vilomas. Okay, so it's going to be Bahya Viloma. So we will divide up the exhales into 3 stages. So if we're initiating from the shoulder blades press forward, like pushing the elevator button to lift the chest. And then as you exhale, then you'll do a 3-stage release of the shoulder blades. So on the first stage, they'll just slightly move back to the blanket. Next stage, a little bit more. Next stage, a little bit more. So we're controlling the exhales once again with the shoulder blades, bottom corner of the shoulder blades. First of all, press your hands into the bolster again. Reinvigorate your height. Regain your full height, and then bring your head down, and then bring your palms on your lap. Staying tall. Before we start, just take an inventory again of the skin of your back on the blanket behind you. And keep the broadness of the back. All right. Slow, soft inhale. Slow, soft exhale. Extend the pause. Press the bottom shoulder blade into the back ribs to initiate the inhale. Take a slow, soft, smooth inhale. And then 3-stage exhale. Now release the shoulder blades just a little bit. Exhaling, pause. Just a little bit more. Exhaling, pause. And then let it all out. Exhale completely, pause. Take a recovery breath. And we'll repeat. Exhale completely. Extend the pause. Inhale, initiating with the shoulder blades, bottom corner of the shoulder blades. Get the lift, get the expansiveness, even the back body is expanding. And then bring your intention to the shoulder blades, release the grip just a little bit. Exhale, pause. And then a little bit more, exhale some more. Pause. Exhale completely, without dropping the chest. Abdomen lifts up and back. Pause. And then take a recovery breath. A few more cycles of Bahya Ujjayi. Exhale completely. Keep your head down. And then initiating with the bottom corner of the shoulder blades. Inhale. Diaphragm is moving down. And then switch over to the exhales. Release the shoulder blades a little bit. Exhaling and then pause. And then a little bit more. Not to let the shoulders roll forward. Pause. Complete the exhale. Diaphragm moves back up to its resting position. pause, and then a recovery breath. One more cycle on your own of Bahya Viloma. Viloma exhales. Have that back body be controlling the breath and the shoulder blades in particular. And of course, the shoulder blades don't work in isolation. So the auxiliary muscles assisting the movement of the shoulder blades to control the pace of the breath, to control the pace of the exhales. Once you've finished your final cycle, then keep your eyes closed and bring your head up. Normal breathing. And then stretch your legs out. Lie flat on your back to rest. Oh, it's kind of a dark, cloudy day. All right. So as you rest, feel the back body spread. It's always a challenge to have that spreading softness, wideness of the back body without collapsing in the front body. So it's a feeling that the back body is supporting the front body, and then the front and back are parallel to each other. Feel the outer edges of the shoulder blades releasing toward the floor, more so than the inner edge. And feel the space between the shoulder blades. Let the breath be soft, gentle, normal, unmediated. So you'll stay here in Shavasana for a few more minutes on your own. I mean, you can stay as long as you wish, but probably in the morning, we usually all have places to go, things to do. And so when you're coming out of Shavasana, take a couple of longer inhales to stimulate yourself. Wake yourself up so you're not sleepy anymore. But for now, stay down, stay resting for another couple of minutes so that the body can return to normal after the stimulation of the pranayama. Okay, have a wonderful day. See you later.